Today we're talking about absolute value inequalities. Absolute value inequalities they bring together absolute value and inequalities, of course, but really they're just sort of complicated versions of our and let's see, our or statements. So let's jump right in and start talking about what they mean. Okay, so we have the absolute value of x is less than 3. Now, if you remember, the absolute value, that means we're talking about the distance from 0 on a number line. So if I say that the absolute value is less, or the absolute value of x is less than 3, then I'm going to say that the distance from 0 is going to be less than 3 units on a number line. The distance from 0 is going to be less than 3 units. So if I have 0 in the middle, and I'm going to look at negative numbers and positive numbers on this number line. So I'm talking about the distance from 0. So that could be the positive distance from 0. So it might be this area right here. The distance is less than 3, so of course it's not going to include 3. And the distance, I can also look at the distance the other way. This negative 3 is still 3 units from 0. And of course it's not including 3. So if I'm looking at the absolute value and saying that the absolute value of x is less than 3, I'm just saying, I'm basically making this, if you don't remember, is an and statement. Because the x would be greater than negative 3, and it would be less than positive 3. So we can take a look at actually how that's set up. If I want to say the absolute value of x is less than 3, well, that's either looking at either x is less than 3, just the way you see it, or x is greater than negative 3. So I need to just set up both cases. When I set up the positive case, I want to take whatever my statement is and just remove the absolute value bars and write it just the way it is. And when I set up the negative case, I want to change whatever's on the right-hand side. I want to change it. If it's positive, I want to make it negative. If it's negative, I want to make it positive. And I want to change my symbol of inequality from less than to greater than. And that's my positive and negative case. And just so you know, the only way it's ever going to show up where it's an AND case is if we start off with the absolute value is less than a number. This is what tells me I'm dealing with the AND case.